So they pick up a hero that can be there in response at a moment's notice as well.
Pretty range-heavy, squishy team, though, on the side of Empire.
10 seconds remaining.
So far. Obviously, they have Tusk, but...
NaVi needs some sort of gap close. For sure. But Prophet, pretty good against Lifestealer in lane. I think it's most likely going to be the off-lane hero that we just saw.
Mm-hmm. Brewmaster still there.
That's a hero that's really fallen off lately, it feels like.
I feel like he's been banned a lot. So we haven't seen him, but... I suppose so. There are some matchups where, again, really good with this Purge.
Yeah, with the popularity of CK, I'm surprised that we're not seeing it more.
Exactly, yeah. Again, that matchup is really good. Speaking of CK, he's still there. Chaos Knight actually could be a decent pick for NaVi.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's not great against Wyvern, though.
Radiant team ban.
You can just get murdered by all of the illusions.
True. Lone Druid. Saw one last series. It did do very well in the Viper matchup. At least in the laning phase. Now, again, later on in the game, the Bear did have issues. So maybe we'll see a range Lone Druid build.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I do like the idea of the range Lone Druid. But at the same time, if you get a Radiance, if you have a good timing on your Radiance, getting up in Empire's face could be really, really easy with the Bear, and you can just kind of run them over in that way. I think there's a couple ways that you could play the hero against Empire's lineup and have relative success. That being said, if you're playing the ranged Lone Druid, you have to be a little careful of Prophet just TPing to the back lines and pressuring you that way.
Yeah. I do think it's going to be ranged, though. On top of that, already having a Lifestealer Radiance build there.
That is true. Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah, you never want to double up on that, so. Either way, final pick still to come. It's going to be overall for Empire, their final pick. They're thinking about who they want to ban. As we head into that pick, and Empire needs their carry. NaVi, I assume they need their offlane still. So, beefy frontliner, I think like an Underlord comes to mind. Underlord would be decent here, actually. And clear for Nature's Prophet and
Dire team ban.
Darkseer would have been good too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Underlord does seem pretty good here. Let's see, what else?
It's still Brewmaster.
Magnus seems okay. It feels like they do need a bit of team fight and lockdown. They don't really have any initiation.
5 seconds.
Rubik with a blink, I guess, but
Radiant team pick.
okay, there's the brew. Nice.
The Blizzy Brew.
There's their team fight. That's the nice thing about Brewmaster is you can have 0 team fight. You pick a Brewmaster and suddenly like pretty good to excellent team fight on your team.
So NaVi's complete. Team Empire.
10 seconds.
Who is their safe lane going to be?
Needs a carry.
5 seconds remaining.
Juggernaut's a good ban. Phantom Assassin's not there. Morphling, you talked about those bans. I was going to say Razor, but they banned it themselves the first ban.
Yeah, Terrorblade, but the illusion clear from Brew is pretty rough. There it is.
Select your heroes.
Like you just said. Yeah. Terrorblade's never a horrible option, but this isn't a great Terrorblade game. Like you said, from the Brewmaster to even Reflection. Just doesn't feel that good this game. As far as what it's doing.
That being said, it's really good against Lifestealer. And they do have a save to help the Terrorblade out. They have 2 saves, in fact. So Sunder is likely going to always be getting off. And NaVi is almost exclusively physical damage. So yeah. Wyvern has quite a bit of extra value here in that sense.
Yeah, even more value to get the Maelstrom and even a Mjolnir on Lone Druid earlier on as the range build, mixed in with the Radiance, burn of Lifestealer. So those are going to be key items for NaVi to pick up here. So good and bad for Terrorblade. You're right about the double save too. And again, there's the interaction though with Rage is you can't do that anymore, so there's that, but just back and forth.
Yeah, and I am the most curious to see how this Lone Druid does build. It does definitely seem like Hurricane Pike is pretty high value this game.
Yeah.
So range makes the most sense for sure.
After what we saw last game, especially too, with the later on Bear against the Viper, I cannot see it being a Bear build. There's just too many good arguments for it to be ranged. So I'm going to go with that. Fix that. I'll have to turn the audio down there once I get in game. All right. We're going to jump over to the stream now. Let me just adjust this real quick again. There we go. All right. They're going to be jumping in any second. NaVi, of course, the favorite team. Don't know the odds just yet. Hasn't shown up, but I assume pretty heavily favoring them. But this is a case where you look at the drafts, take away the team names. I could actually see a world where Empire wins this one. I mean, Terrorblade is back and forth, but because I go back to NaVi's just they're going to need to be a little bit greedier when it comes to their items, the Radiance, and the whole eventual Mjolnir. I keep going back to with Lone Druid. They're going to need some time.
Yeah, and they do. I mean, honestly, both teams kind of lack team fight. I guess you give the edge to NaVi with the Brewmaster and Rubik, but neither one of them is the best at finding that initiation right off the bat.
Yeah.
So it could be a little bit more of a slower paced game in like the mid game. I think that the laning stage could be pretty aggressive with the likes of Chen and then the Nature's Prophet and Tusk as well.
You do take a look at the odds right there. As expected, it is heavily favoring NaVi. If you like said odds, head over to 1xbet.com. Place a wager. It's, again, Empire, they showed some good class yesterday. And in a best of three single elimination tournament, can never be too certain. But lanes are setting up now. The Banner runes coming out of the pause to spawn soon. Blizzy's going to run into a cast of 3 heroes. That's saying hello. Tag team. Slowing things down. Seneco's here to try to block the best that he can, and it will barely be enough. So Blizzy's fine, but now Seneko might be in trouble. I think Seneco's just dead, actually.
Oh, so close. Oh, the meta's popped.
Yeah, popping the
gonna be
meta
enough
for this. Is that really not enough? Are you kidding me? Oh, no.
That's actually probably good for NaVi at this point.
That's huge for NaVi.
Because the meta for wave number 1 is really important to get those last hits. Yeah, and they know it.
Gonna get tipped by his own teammates even. That's something. I got some contesting at all the bounty runes coming out. I think I want to say it was a 2 for 2, but
no, NaVi got 3.
It was 3. Okay, 3 for NaVi. All right, Chu, he's running away. Being chased down by Wyvern, but yeah, using that Metamorphosis, it's going to be wearing off in a second here on Terrorblade. Not having it for the first creep wave. That does hurt. And it's not like it was, I mean, NaVi knows this, of course. They absolutely saw it. Even if he gets the kill, it's like part of me almost wants to say it's like not worth it. But he made that decision in the moment. And Brewmaster, of course, going to feel much more comfortable now about what's going on here.
Yeah, the Wyvern slow plus the TB meta would have been really good to bully Blizzy off this lane, but now Brew is going to start off getting way more than he normally would in this laning matchup.
All right, not the only matchup going on, though. We got mid lane Viper versus Lone Druid. And Lone Druid has that early lead. And we saw this in the previous series of TFT versus Singularity. And Lone Druid seemed like he dominated the middle lane even in that case. So would assume we're going to possibly see a similar story here. Magical versus Kodos. Maybe transition into the jungle for Viper. Can definitely do that now. With said Nether Toxin.
Yeah, he'll definitely catch up once he gets a few more levels in Toxin by farming that medium camp and the hard camp in the jungle. Nearest to the mid lane. And yeah, we can see it. Brewmaster, I mean, he's CSing very well.
Yeah, already 6-2 down there. Meta should be coming up soon. Again, the timing's just a little bit off now. Double damage bottom lane, or bottom rune. No one's going to pick it up yet. It's just spawned.
I like this by Seneko, constantly stealing a treant every time that Maiden summons them. Turning it back on the Tusk or the Nature's Prophet for some harass.
Yeah. Use their own weapons against them. Why not?
That was not wise.
Some fun interaction there. So coming back in, I believe he just popped meta again. It looks like they run at him as he pops meta though, but Lizzie. Now we'll need to respect the damage a bit more. As it's back up. All right, Viper, he's actually doing very well right now on the... Oh, he was jungling a little bit. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's because he's going to that side camp. That's pretty much the way that you play mid lane these days. If you are not dominating them in lane, you just try to out farm them by getting the extra camp every time you push the wave in.
See Dream positioning himself to benefit from the metamorphosis and scare them off. Still see that double damage rune there. We'll see if it gets picked up before the 4-minute mark or not. Anyone makes use of it. No roaming, though, going on, so it's just kind of left there for now. Oh. Did your stream just cut out?
No, it just went to like 1p resolution.
Yeah, I said it's... Video's not... Okay, I just refreshed it, and now we're good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So hopefully a refresh works for you. All right. 350. So coming up to the 4-minute mark, and actually it looks like Rubik's going to find it just before the new runes do come in, and there's an illusion rune there, so he gets double damage and now an illusion rune on top of that. And he'll head back bottom to try to get some damage in. He's going to send an illusion down there. He's going wrapping around the mid lane. Could try to get a kill on a Viper. So keep an eye out for that.
He's coming in.
Seneco's using that ghost, by the way, at the top lane. They're going to go for a kill on Maiden. It's not enough damage, though. But yeah, in the mid lane, we do see the rotation there on the minimap. Viper, life's dropping. Puts down the Nether Toxin. Taking against Magical. Kind of knows he's committed right here. Snowball save at the last second. They're going in. This is deep. They want the turn kill, but now Koda's like, are you kidding me? Now I have to run. And one more auto attack. Yes, Lone Jury gets it. First blood.
Prophet, though.
On the way of NaVi. As you mentioned, though, Nature's Prophet. TP's in. At least gets a turn kill on a Rubik. Still favoring NaVi, though. Magical just keeps running. Yep, gets a resummon of the bear. Breaks him over even. 5-minute bounty rune says ToW is able to pick up his. Ends up being a 2 for 2.
And Lizzie getting very low in the bottom lane as well, but shrines are up, so
Dire's middle tower is
he
under
will
attack.
be just fine.
Yeah, good rotation from Rubik, though. Again, timing, just having to time out the runes perfectly. The illusion rune is, if that was like a haste rune, for example, that would have been even better, but having 2 runes at once always feels good. No matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've seen this a bit with Chen's kind of prioritizing having the ghost creep. The slow that it provides is really good for trading in the early game.
I think this is also a result of just the new Chen. It's the idea that you can only get the lower level creeps, of course. And so, but I like it though in the sense of it does kind of force you to be a bit more diverse in thinking
Dire's
options here.
middle tower is under attack.
Because yeah, there's some of these neutrals where you're like, wait, what does this even do? They would never pick it up for the longest time.
Yeah, the troll priest that heals actually has a mana aura.
Yeah.
Like a CM aura, basically.
I've seen Dooms pick that up, actually.
Yeah.
The Devour a bit. It's not bad. Now, this top tower, by the way, this is probably dead. Oh, they're here to defend. Splinter Blast. The shard is not going to block, though. Oof. If that blocks
Fine.
Crystallize, that might be a kill.
Divine Favor Catapult, though.
There you go. That's, yeah, Seneko even gets credit for the tower kill. Black Angel throws out a Splinter Blast. He's trying to run. The open wound's on him, though. The Treant Sprout from Nature's Prophet, but it doesn't matter. They kill the Wyvern. Good job by NaVi. Great objective take and get a kill on top of that. This Chen, third pick Chen, is doing a lot of work right now in this game. It's Lone Druid.
Yeah.
Lone Druid is building a Midas. I don't know if that doesn't confirm to me that's going to be the bear build or the range build, but again, I still would lean towards the range build overall.
Yeah, you know, one thing about the Terrorblade is that you don't really want to build a Radiance against it because you're just giving Terrorblade a Radiance every time he uses Reflection. So with the Terrorblade pick, we may end up seeing the bear be the one to pick up the Radiance because I don't believe that the bear spawns a Reflection illusion. And then
Yeah, that's true.
Lifestealer just goes for single target damage instead.
That's a very, very fair point, actually. All right, that might sell me. Maybe that's if that's why he goes the bear build, and then yeah, if he goes the bear build, it goes Radiance, then of course Lifestealer is definitely not. That's probably the logic.
Oh, but Lifestealer has a Radiance queued up, so
Okay.
what the hell do I know?
Hey, the logic was good. Don't discredit yourself. Bottom lane, Terrorblade. Thunderclap in. They put the Divine Favor up on Brewmaster as well. They're trying to run him down right here. See Blizzy, another Thunderclap coming up soon, but unable to get close enough. So they've turned into a bit of a tri-lane versus tri-lane down here.
Midas is already done on NaVi, or on Magical. And, you know, the 40 attack speed is very good on the bear, and the extra farming ability is really good for Lone Druid in general. Plus, he may eventually put the Midas on his hero if he wants the attack speed on there, like after he gets a Maelstrom, possibly, if that is the direction he does go.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think this answers it yet.
Yeah.
It's Hand of Midas could still absolutely be either. Especially with the meta that we're in right now. Yeah, Terrorblade. His farm's doing very good. Terrorblade, it's about the miscue of the early Metamorphosis, but yeah, Nature's Prophet, he's pushing mid.
Lifestealer's rotating in.
Nope, open wounds, catches. With an Entangle proc maybe, nice job with the Sprout. Distracts a little bit, buying some time. Snowball also buying more time. They send the bear back, seeing that's going on Snowball on him. Maiden will manage to barely live, though. The Infest Bomb comes out. Nature's Prophet does go down, actually.
Nice shard.
And the shard block forces them to kind of man up and fight, if anything. Lifestealer runs the other direction. Lone Druid will back off. So they did kill the Nature's Prophet in the long run. And Wyvern, did he get distracted by the courier there, or what? He's off to the side. He's in trouble. Likely going to be killed. There's a crit. And Rubik.
Oh, the tree block!
Are you kidding me?
The Iron Branch. I mean, I don't think he can get out still. He's TP.
He's actually out.
Oh, what a play.
Did he actually put a... That was a...
Yeah, he Iron Branch behind him to block the juke path.
It's hard to tell with this map, honestly, not going to lie. But well played. Not so. Terrorblade. He's trying to go right into the Yasha here, of course. He's working on it. Again, his farm is going very good. I just about to touch on that. He is top net worth right now, but another objective taken, thanks to Chen leading the way for NaVi.
Yep, I'd expect Seneko to make that move towards the mid lane, maybe even just continuing to pressure the bottom lane. If they want to just play away from the Lone Druid for a while still, allow him to continue to get that solo experience and farm. And he probably doesn't need that much help taking a tower anyway. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Radiant structures
The catapults, he's doing just fine there. He's going to get some resistance, though, and so we'll fall back. Nature's Prophet, he TP's back to the mid lane. They're going to deny this mid tower. So it's the case of, I mean, it's a good deny, but it is still a dead mid tower.
Yep, all three tier 1s down on the side of Empire at 11 minutes. NaVi playing very up-tempo here. as expected with the Chen.
Oh, there's the Rod of Atos. On Viper, though. Decent time. Not the fastest ever, but it's okay. Let's see, Lone Druid's still pushing even with the team. He does go the 125 attack range. I was going to say, level 10, we could get a good idea. So we are going to see the range build on him this time around. And he's heading bottom lane with Brewmaster. So, never mind, actually, Lone Druid's going back mid. There are 3 heroes going to the bottom lane, though, to keep the pressure down there as Empire trying to find some kind of gank almost. I mean, with the Rod of Atos, you figure that that's what they want. Now, they're going to get the bear at least. So there's that. That's 300 gold.
It's more than a support hero kill at this point in the game.
Actually, is. Good point.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But heavy pressure still being put on by NaVi in all 3 lanes.
Brewmaster going for a Midas himself. So all 3 cores essentially going to have a Midas here on Navi's side at this rate. Manta's almost finished on Terrorblade, though.
Yeah, NaVi's off to such a fast start. You might as well capitalize on that by having continue to scale and accelerate your level advantage. But like you said, Terrorblade is farming very well. He's keeping pace with the Lone Druid.
Viper cleaning up the jungle still. A lot of Atos again. He's going back to a Hannah Midas.
Dire are scanning.
That's an interesting decision there. Usually we would see more of the Arcane boots, Guardian Groups coming up, but wants to get that farm tool to keep up with the other cores.
Midas also queued for the Nature's Prophet.
Wow. Okay. We're going late game.
Tusk. Tusk just going Vlad's and Archangel. He's working on boots, so.
Yeah, he's a little bit more of a struggle. Oh, bottom lane, they recalled somebody. They were wrapping around. That's Nature's Prophet down there. He is taking some damage. Cameron, go to the right. Nope, that's not. Okay, he got out. So Nature's Prophet TP'd, it looks like. Gets away from the ganks. He brought in Brewmaster, but unable to secure it.
Yeah, Viper might be in trouble, though, as NaVi is kind of collapsing this way.
Making his way through the trees, hoping they don't find. He doesn't have a TP. He's kind of just sitting here, like, hoping they go away. That's not going to be the case. NaVi continues to make their way in there and find the easy kill on Viper. Good pickup from NaVi. As they got some vision in that dire or the Radiant jungle. They even got the lane ward now down there. So they're trying to take away this map from the side of Empire. Goes back to all 3 tier 1s going down as well in their favor.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
ToW will be able to snag the top 2 bounty runes, which is pretty big, considering how little map control they do have at the moment.
Got it.
Terrorblade has the Manta finished now, or essentially finished.
Yeah, just needs to go to the shop, purchase it. He's good to go. There you go. Has it perked up. There's the Maelstrom purchased by Lone Druid, though, so a couple of key items coming out. And these phase boots have been chilling here for Lifestealer this whole time. I noticed that. They just don't go away. They're forever. There's a Midas pickup from Nature's Prophet. Talked about that coming earlier. Oh, top lane, they're going on a Blizzy. Does he have his split? He does, but he cannot get it off. Too much damage with the Walrus Punch on top. And nice transition into the tower kill. That was a pretty fluid play from Empire.
Yeah, they get their first objective of the game. Gotta stem the bleeding a little bit.
Wyvern, bottom lane, lift on him. Black Angel,
He's
we saw him get away earlier. And he's out. Second time he's able to do that. They just do not have enough catch. I think this Terrorblade's going to be a pretty big issue. He's getting free farm essentially at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and he's good against the entire lineup of NaVi pretty much. especially once he gets the BKB. I mean, he just has overwhelming physical damage. And there aren't really any saves other than the Hand of God, which just delays things. So, yeah, this is a Terrorblade game for sure. You know, it's all on Dream to carry. But if it does get to that late stage, I can definitely see Empire having a pretty good shot.
Bottom lane. Brewmaster trying to get in there, but unable to catch. He's going to go for a TP out.
There's going to be a lot of work for the Wyvern and the Prophet to delay the game for Terrorblade. That's the most important thing, is that they need these two heroes to just keep the waves as far away from their base as possible. When you are facing a lone druid, your buildings are going to melt. Range form probably about as good, if not, yeah, probably just as good as the bear build at killing towers.
Are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Magical. He's got the bear up there. The tower's dropping. Now the bear itself is actually taking some good damage, but again, he's a ranged build, so it's not as much of a concern. He has a resummon as well, and they do kill the tower. Seneko. And once again, these catapults with Divine Favor just doing so much damage. And he even saves it in the end as he drags it back. So this Chen third pick, it just goes back to just doing so much work this game, and something that Empire, looking ahead, may want to think about taking care of in game 2 when that comes around, but still plenty of game left in this one. Dragonlance finished on Terrorblade. He's keeping the pressure up there with the illusions. Back to the bottom. Wyvern again. Seen this several times now. Oh, this time he's not getting out though. Savage Roar will stop, and they do secure the kill. Hayden, however, sprout up, shoes caught. Viper puts down the Nether Toxin. He is fairly committed though, gets entangled up. Hand of God not going to save Rubik, but they're going to turn on the Viper. Viper's out for 50 seconds.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, it was a pretty ambitious play by the Viper and Prophet to come in there. There's only 2 of them facing 3 Na'Vi heroes, losing the Wyvern already. Na'Vi's going to go high ground. Why not?
Exactly.
Do they have any catapults?
Send the bear in. The bear, I don't know if he has a resummon though. So he's going to lose the bear here. Yeah, 300 more gold to go on the way of Nature's Prophet in that case. So they get some damage on the tier 3 tower, but
middle tower is under attack.
not going to commit too much further than that.
Of course, only a couple hits on the tower though, but you can see Bear with Divine Favor is just as bad as catapults.
Yeah.
For the tower's HP.
Yeah, even without items, the bear still does a good amount demolish and Divine Favor buff on top. Just Prophet trying to transition into an Orkin now, so he wants to be a bit of that right-click threat. We've talked about that somewhat and how you want to build these Nature's Prophets this game. Oh, he's going for the courier snipe, by the way. He teleported up there, but he could not connect. So good idea. You have a ward up there. Unable to hit it, though.
Yeah, he actually has a ward on both of these, really looking for those snipes.
Blink Dagger just purchased by Rubik. A little more catch for the side of NaVi. And yeah, you see Nature's Prophet. He's just farming away in the Dire Jungle right now. Well, Lifestealer and Lone Druid both getting very good farm, but continues to be a case of Terrorblades also doing his part. We haven't really seen a clash yet with Terrorblade. And
NaVi had a Darosh.
They killed the illusion that was in there, so it's a little bit of a sign for Empire. But I don't think that... Oh, there is a TP from Wyvern, so maybe... I want to try to defend this somewhat. Wyvern can just throw out a Splinter Blast at least, does have a Curse. And Terrorblade is coming over, so yeah, they're definitely looking to defend this. As Blizzy, oh, Wyvern, he flew over the ledge. He didn't mean to. And he comes back down. He puts the curse out on a Crystallize, actually. Roshan is just about to. Terrorblade walks in with the Metaphor. Can he get it? No, the Savage Roar away. He's going to be freed away. Nice job right there. Crystallize picks up the Aegis. And the Radiant team, do they turn and fight Dream? He's kind of forced to. He gets stunned up. He's just going to kill off these Primal Split from the Brewmaster, but actually comes back together. Blizzy, he wants to keep him nearby. Dreamy gets that Sunder off, though, and is turning with that Metamorphosis damage, and they do kill Blizzy. Crystallize. Rage
Magical.
running out. Magical's actually caught, too. A double kill for Dream. So rather than just being satisfied with the Roshan kill and getting out, they choose to get greedy and go for more.
I thought that it was going to be really bad for Empire when Dream got feared out into the middle of everybody with no BKB yet.
Yeah.
But able to get a couple turn kills. Aegis did not pop, still on Crystallize, so not the end of the world for NaVi.
Double damage rune on their way back. So Terrorblade is going to sit on it for now. He's like, all right, fine, I'll take it. But yeah, you're all right. Still having the Aegis on Lifestealer. Of course, good news for NaVi. But you just saw, like, yeah, the threat of Terrorblade in a fight without the BKB.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Is like, I mean, the speed at which he was able to kill the Brewmaster and the Lone Druid is gotta be a little bit frightening for NaVi.
Blizzy, he's dead. Got out the bottom lane. Well, they're gonna group up as 4 and just push it in now. That's a tier 1 tower that's still up, but I don't see NaVi defending this, so nice catch of the Brewmaster. We have Viper, the Guardian Greaves being delivered out now. Just, of course, great team fight that he's going to bring more and more to the table. And top lane, they're rotating too to maybe catch Lifestealer. At least stalling from pushing in. The split push going on from NaVi.
Yeah, Wyvern is doing a really good job of stalling the Lifestealer up here.
Again, the bear. He tries to deny it, but this Viper is so good against Lone Druid Bear. Just cannot get away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You see the circle coming out from Wyvern in that Roshan area. They want to take control of it, it looks like. I mean, Roshan, of course, not going to be up for a long time, but take over the dire jungle, I suppose, is a big reason for it.
It does almost feel like this this Lone Druid pick to counter Viper might actually be one of those things where, like, you think, oh, Lone Druid, really good counter to Viper because it owns him in lane, but it actually kind of sucks against him for the rest of the game.
Yeah. And as we saw in the previous series and now this one, even if he doesn't do that well in the lane itself, the jungle, he just goes into the jungle and he just recovers easily.
And that's the thing. I think that Lone Druid has always been seen as a counter to Viper, and if you shut the old Viper down in the lane, then he does nothing. But now Viper actually has some recourse, and he can farm fast and farm stacks and recover very easily. So it's not quite the same effect.
Oh, look at this. Smoke play from NaVi. They're moving in deep. They have a sentry they put down.
Empire knows, though.
Yeah, they clearly know something. I don't know if they spotted this smoke somehow or they just spider sense is tingling. They are going to lose they just give up the tier 2 mid tower. Of course, that's information out for NaVi of like, okay, well, they probably know. Look at the top lane. They're just all cluttered up there.
Yeah, they definitely know that there's a smoke. It must have been spotted by a ward.
Yeah.
The seeds of fortune.
Terrorblade running out now. They're going for the bounty runes. See Maiden Port spot him. The bear's there, though. So trading once again. But Dream, oh, he runs into Brewmaster. You have a shrine nearby. I don't know about fighting this if you're the Dire. Gotta be careful. Yeah, he chooses not to overcommit. And actually, Blizzy, he needs to fight now. Pops a Promise Split. Dream is getting low. BKB is activated, though. He still has Sunder to go. Winter's Curse keeps him in place. Crystallize. He'll take some damage, but not nearly enough. Rage wears off there. Maiden, he's caught. He got it tangled up. Maiden caught in a horrible spot. That's a kill on Nature's Prophet. And now they're turning back on a Wyvern as they lift in the Purge down. He pops a Shrine, but that's a wasted Shrine, really. At that point, he was not surviving through it. So 2 are dead on the side of Empire. And that was Empire choosing to fight that, by the way. They could have just kind of ran. I mean, Brewmaster wanted to, but Terrorblade went in.
Yeah, and this Nature's Prophet, he's trying to make that play where he TPs in the back line, gets an Orchid on somebody important like Chen or Rubik or the Brewmaster, but he's very squishy still.
Tier 3 tower. It's probably going to go down here. It's not much more they can do to defend it. Of course, with the Metamorphosis now on cooldown and 2 dead. But that's all it'll be. They get another bear kill. That's got to be like 1,500 gold at least for these bear kills. I feel like there's been a lot that have died.
Yeah, where's Lairth when you need it?
Yeah, I'd like to see the stat on that, honestly. Viper with a Force Staff as well. It's got a great value this game. He's just Prophet just going to keep the push going bottom. I haven't clicked on Lone Druid in a while. Okay, he does purchase a BKB there. So he at least has a Maelstrom and a BKB. I assume something else. Did he go full Mjolnir, I wonder?
No.
What
Dragonlance.
Dragonlance, okay. There we go. And then the BKB thrown into the inventory. Ooh, Rubik's working towards his Ags. He's got his point booster. That'll be nice.
Give him the kick from Tusk, potentially. The Viper Strike Ags could be one of the biggest things. Getting that on Terrorblade.
That, the Arctic Burn on Wyvern is another interesting one. The idea that you can toggle on and off, fly around the map.
Yeah. For initiation, that would be pretty good, actually.
Dire are scanning.
Just simply the idea of a 2-second cooldown as well is nice. So yeah, it's a great item on the hero. If you can afford it. Top lane, here goes Dream. He's pushing with the illusion. Bottom lane, Navi's doing the same though. Magical, he's just
Denies the bear.
Okay. Does he have another summon?
Look how much damage is done to the tower, though.
Yep.
Just really chipping away with this bear. And still no racks down for Empire, so they are holding out. Trying to get to that late game with Terrorblade.
Level 20 picked up for Lifestealer, so 20% evasion. That is a pretty key talent there. Help his survivability against the Terrorblade. They're running in, though. Empire wants to defend the shrine, and the cut up with a shard. Magical cannot get through. He's forced to fight Seneko, also caught on Shen. No hand of God from him. Lift up onto Terrorblade with the Primal Split of Brewmaster. They're just running, though. Yeah, Magical with the BKB. He's just simply trying to get the hell on out of here. Blizzy, though, they're pulling the Earth Panda. That's smart. He's going to come back together with the curse any second. They might kill it off before. Oh, they just barely don't. But now Blizzy's running.
A misplay.
Yeah. He's dead.
And mid lane this whole time, Lifestealer.
Oh, okay. Get some damage on the racks. Not crazy, but got a little bit.
Yeah, Dream just didn't use his BKB there, so he was just tornadoed by the Brewmaster and unable to actually get any damage onto the Lone Druid. Another Metamorphosis expended for not a whole lot of result, and NaVi's doing a good job at keeping Terrorblade's metas defensive, basically, because he's pretty much only using them on his own side of the map, which means that towers are still, the tier 3s at least, are relatively healthy.
Yeah. He's going to have an eye of Scotty, it looked like, though, in the near future, and I think like an MKB follow-up after that would be great here for Terrorblade. Dealing with the evasion already of Lifestealer. And just some nice raw damage to build in.
Yep, that is what he does queue up.
Viper, is he working on the Ags? No, he's going MKB himself. Okay. ToW, by the way, he's going to die.
That doesn't make very much sense to me. Like, you have no right-click damage.
Yeah. It is odd. I think, yeah, just Viper, go the build that we see a lot, the Ags. Like, you don't need to be his physical presence. Your Terrorblade's taking care of that.
Radiant's top
Hell, even Nature's Prophet's assisting in that a bit. Well, we'll see if he commits to it. Terrorblade.
Yeah, I just checked in game. He did.
Okay.
Picked up 2 components towards it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
All right, he's gonna have an NKB.
Radiant's top
Similar gold. He could have gone the Ags, but likes to have the MKB to deal with Lifestealer a little bit better. Just again, his right click, of course, will just naturally be that much stronger. But expect though if he needed it. Entangle on Dream. Interesting position here. It's gonna be fine though, as NaVi backs off. Magical. He's working on that full Mjolnir, and he too is now even thinking of MKB after the fact. But you take a look at this net worth swing back and forth. Yeah, that's been a rocky game, and frankly, this whole tournament's been that. There really hasn't been completely one-sided series, lopsided series in this tournament. It's just been very back and forth battles.
Yeah, every game or every match yesterday was a 2-1, right?
No, there was a 2-0, but even that, it was Namiga 2-0 over Pavaga, which again I would have favored Pavaga in that series, but
yeah,
Namiga won. Oh, we have a clash, possibly. The Dream gets hit by the Roar. Lifted up off to the right-hand side, though. Seiyu is dealing with some more. Empire Maiden comes in on the Nature's Prophet, pops BKB, and he's dealing with Blizzy for the time being. Cold Embrace on himself, Wyvern, as Lifestealer was on top, but now he's trying to fly away. Magical's chasing down the Wyvern over there, actually, so I was wrong, but BKB popped by Magical. He really wants this kill. Finally, Tusk dies. That's the first death after this. The Entangle proc and Black Angel will go down too, but the Reflection helping to slow down Magical. Off to the right once again. They pick off the Nature's Prophet. Back to the left. The Lone Druid is absolutely out of position from his team, and he just gets shredded by the Terrorblade and Viper. Yeah, the camera did a good job of trying to keep up with it. There was really like 3 different fights happening there, though.
Yeah, now Viper in trouble, and Dream used the BKB at the very end to knock it Savage Roared away. So he doesn't have it for this part of the fight, but may not need it. He's doing a ton of damage.
He kills Chen, and he wants more. You see the life pool of NaVi. They're scared. They have to run. Metamorphosis wears off, though. So that changes things a little bit.
That should be the end of the engagement. I don't think Dream can get much more here.
There we go. That's my quality for some
reason. The Atos.
Yep, he's dead. Atos catches.
Keep forgetting that there's an Atos on this Viper. It's such a strange build.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's the thing though, and it does catch.
I mean, everybody's doing it, and it makes a lot of sense. Because otherwise, you can just TP away from Viper, and now that Atos roots do cancel TPs.
Roshan just spawned too. Thank you very much, Terrorblade. He's going to have a Aegis. They have Cheese now with this as well. Empires, they're in control of this game right now. This is,
they have a little bit of a lead, and they certainly have a late game Terrorblade.
Yeah. And he doesn't even have the MKB yet, but especially once he has that. Absolutely. To be feared on the side of NaVi. So don't know what the answer necessarily is, but I mean, you also look at Maiden again. He went the Orchid first, went the BKB follow-up. Now he's got a Nullifier queued up. On him makes a lot more sense than what we're seeing in the previous series on a Juggernaut, but going to be able to catch things like the Lone Druid.
Yeah, and this Chen did so much work in the early game, but now he's just kind of a mech carrier. He's got 2 heals. Doesn't contribute anything to these fights whatsoever. He has just divine favoring the Lone Druid, I suppose.
Yeah. Obviously, Chen's impact early game is going to be much more of that. With the right favor, they find Dream. They found the real Terrorblade. They're dealing some great damage. He has Sunder, though, but with the Rage, he can't use it. Dream's going to go down. No, the force after the last second. He's going to stay alive. Can get the Sunder off now. On to Crystallize as the Rage wears off. He's going for it. No, but he's going to be saved, actually.
Who can I Sunder? Who can I Sunder? Oh,
yeah, he's trying to Sunder somebody. Magical with the BKB, though. Dream's like, are you kidding me? Just give me somebody to do a teammate, for Christ's sake. Wyvern gets lifted up, though. He can't Sunder anyone for the time being. Pops Manta finally gets the Sunder off of Magical. Now it comes the Metamorphosis. Magical's going to end up going down the Spirit Link. Not going to be enough. He will fall. What a chase right there, but Terrorblade manages to finally get it off, and now Blizzy, he'll be turned on, coming back together with the Primal Split. Wow.
Oh, that was some good stuff. Really good timing by NaVi, like, kind of staggering their BKBs, making, like, Benny Hill theme for Terrorblade right there.
Well, from the Rage to the Infest to the Wyvern being lifted, I think he wanted to Sunder Wyvern there for a second, but then he lifted him. All of a sudden he couldn't, so he's like, just give me something. And then finally did.
That's out. Terrorblade still has the Aegis, and they're going high ground.
Yeah. That is true. He still has that Aegis in the Tier 3 tower. It's melting away. They're going to lose this. Buyback on Brewmaster, but no Primal Split. Is that even really the most fearsome thing? A Seneko. Okay, Curse into a Splinter's Blast, and all of a sudden he's dead. As he was trying to push out the mid lane meanwhile. But again, talk about control for Empire. They have their biggest lead now, 7,000 net worth. They still have the cheese. And once again, the Aegis, at least for a couple more minutes. They can kind of reset here and go again.
MKBs are complete, and Viper has now queued up a Shiva's Guard. He's currently Butterfly, but he does change it to a Shiva's Guard.
I mean, the fact he went BKB or MKB almost says like maybe he should go the Butterfly, but
right,
it is a little funky, kind of
attack.
best of both worlds. He wants it all kind of build.
Yeah, I still don't really understand the MKB. I kind of wish he had like an
Dire's bottom shrine is under
with all the
attack.
cooldown reduction to. I mean, he only has active items pretty much.
Yeah, true.
Got it.
There's the Shiva's finished. Solar Crest on Tusk. He has his own Axe queued up. That's a pipe dream right now, though. See if he's able to get to it with the kick. Mentioned Rubik, of course, has been sitting on his Axe for a little bit too now. But yeah, with Metamorphosis, I got to assume is coming off cooldown soon. Terrorblade has the Aegis still for another minute or two. Definitely group up and look to start sieging again if you're Empire. Keep the lanes pushed in. The bottom lane, a bit of an issue right now. Nature's Prophet's there, though. And he'll be able to push it back out.
NaVi has done a very good job of keeping pushed in against the likes of a Terrorblade and Nature's Prophet on the side of Empire. But it does kind of get back to that point, which is that I would say Empire has the better late game. Like, pretty much objectively, right?
Yeah.
With the Terrorblade.
Absolutely. With the Terrorblade, Nature's Prophet consistently doing what he's doing too. And I go back to the way that he's built, it allows him to do this. Now, he doesn't have a Maelstrom or Mjolnir, so I think that's the one part of his build where maybe rather than the Nullifier, I would almost rather see. But, ultimate, oh, look at Lifestealer, by the way. Speaking of Nullifier. Buys one himself. To catch the Terrorblade would be the guess, of course. For the BKB.
Smoke up with an Infest. Lifestealer turns the Radiance off.
So
Make this a sneaky play.
who will they catch, though? Who will they
Radiant are
catch?
scanning.
Right now, the Radiant, they're playing very safe. They didn't see this, but again, it goes back to they're suspicious. Something's happening. Viper opens up. Chu's just going to start melting. They're going to get the quick kill. No, Hand of God saves him. But Crystallize, he's caught with the Witcher's Curse. He can't move. Lotus Orb on him.
But silenced.
Yeah, he is going to get the silence off, but they get the kill on Brewmaster. He could not get the Primal Split. Dream, meanwhile, dealing with a curse of his own. That was stolen by Rubik, but they lose Chen. And eventually that curse is going to wear off, right? Jesus, that lasted forever. But Dream is now out.
The Rubik talent, or the Rubik
Supremacy.
Supremacy, yeah.
But he does get out, and he's hunting. Pops an illusion. Maiden's trying to catch to the left. They don't see them yet. Now they do. Buyback from Chen. I don't know how much that's going to do as Snowball up from Tusk. Saving his teammate Viper as well. The Nullifier and Viper. Viper takes a good damage, but Magical, he will just, that was the bear, I believe. He's still holding his ground in the backlines. Dream, the BKBs are popped. Dream's manning up, though, as he should be. He still has Thunder. He doesn't need it just yet. It's going to be Savage War, though. He needs it now. He needs it on 2. No, he uses it at the last second after doing some damage, but gets the kill. Buyback coming out from Tusk this time. Magical's on the run, however. He's not going to run too far. Dream, Savage Roar, but it doesn't matter. Double kill for the Terrorblade. Rubik buys back, even Crystallize manning up. He kind of has to at this point, but he's not going to win this man fight. Crystallize is definitely going to fall here. Very likely, no, the Infest
Run, Carity.
in
Run,
the
Carity.
catapult. He gets away. They're pinging it out like crazy as if that does damage. Chu goes down, though, for the dieback, and the chase is on Lifestealer now. Go north. Let's go. They do catch him, and they will get the kill. Empire decimating NaVi in this fight. Buyback from Lifestealer. This is just desperation now.
Yeah, and a little interesting, kind of unfortunate interaction there. The Terrorblade was Savage Roared, but because the pathing chose for him to run through the mid lane, he ended up keeping up with the Lone Druid.
Yeah.
So that as soon as the roar ended, he was able to immediately start scotting him
Saw
again.
that. Crystallize. He's dead. That's a dieback. That might just be it. Empire maybe taking game number 1 here, although Dream is getting low on the Nullifier. He doesn't have another Sunder. Oh, he does. He does have a Sunder. Can he get off BKB? Can he find a target? He cannot just yet. Mantis-Tal, once again, the teammate, yes, Sayu comes in, gets the life. Wasn't full life, but it was enough. And now they're running back in. Sayu goes in with the Walrus Punch. Magical's going to end up falling for a dieback. GG's already been called anyways. That's it. Empire takes game number 1. the Terror Blade does come through in the end. Very well played by Dream and Empire as a team.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, I think it's safe to say that Terrorblade could really be seen as a counter to Lifestealer. You know, Lifestealer always builds this Radiance. Terrorblade very good against that. So Empire, they set it up, right? They basically gifted NaVi the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
They said, here, we'll ban Ursa and Razor, and then we won't ban Lifestealer. So feel free to pick this hero because we have the answer. And they proved that they did.
Very well played. I can't stress it enough. This is a team that, again, these players, not the biggest names on the side of Empire, but they have their moments, and this is a big victory for them, and it's only one game of a 3-game series, but I still have to feel pretty good about their chances. If they keep it up, absolutely it could be their series to take, but NaVi finding themselves on the back foot now.
Taking advantage of their opportunity.
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to be in this game, but
true.
Now they are.
That's a really good point. The fact that they're technically not even supposed to be here as they lost yesterday, but obviously the schedule conflict with the Pango. Exactly. You take the chances that you get, and Empire's doing that right now. So, going to be up 1-0. Stay tuned, guys. We got game number 2 going to be happening for the Tug of War Radiant Edition tournament brought to you by WePlay. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Elevated. Game 2 coming up next. We'll be right back.